This looks like someone's journal. The cover is battered and torn, but intact. As you leaf through the desiccated pages, the text catches your eye. We found evidence today that the Anvil of the Void was not built in the Orton Tig. We will go south to the dead trenches. The Anvil is somewhere beyond. My soldiers tell me I am mad that the dead trenches are crawling with darkspawn, that we will surely die before we find the Anvil, if we find it. I leave this here in case they're right. If I die in the trenches, perhaps someone can yet walk past my corpse and retrieve the Anvil. For it remains lost, so do we all. If I have not returned and Ogren yet lives, tell him, no, what I have to say should be for his ears alone. This is my farewell.
Bronca was thinking about me. I knew she still cared. Old softy. Looks like the dead trenches is our next stop then.
Oh,
they
good.
say the darkspawn nest there. Whole herds of them. But if that's where Bronca went, then that's where I'm going.
Okay. The dead trenches it is. Y'all, it sounds terrifying. It sounds like the worst thing ever. This might be the fight that I had mentioned, that I like, the Legion of the Dead kind of fight that I had mentioned way back when. I would bet money that that's probably what this is. Okay. So this is the dead trenches, right? So now question, I could go to camp. I think we're going to do that real quick and just like double check everything. I'd like to have a conversation with Ogren, all that good stuff, because, you know, we're starting to like kind of get towards the end of the game. So I don't want to miss out on stuff.
Stop wasting time, Warden. I'm not here to chat.
Never mind. I can't talk to Ogren. Liliana?
I know that look.
Yeah?
You have something on your mind, don't you?
I always have something on my mind.
Of course.
Are you feeling better about what happened with Marjolaine?
Yes, a little better.
Good.
Time heals all wounds, so they say. Scars remain, but they are just colors in the painting that is my life, no?
That's actually a really good way to look at it. Because, yeah, I get that 100%. I just wanted to make sure that you were all right.
I wish things had happened differently, but knowing her and knowing me, I don't think it could have. We had good times, though. And I look back on those fondly. Whatever happened after will never change the truth of the past.
I think it speaks to Liliana's character that, like, well, Marjolaine, the ending with her had been something awful where she had tried to kill Liliana and stuff like that. She can still appreciate the good times that she had with her and the experiences. And that takes a very unique individual, because most people would just like burn those bridges, burn those memories, like, no, nothing was good and stuff like that. But Liliana's like, no. There were good times there, and I'll remember those. And it, like, that shouldn't, like, what's happening now shouldn't erase that. And I've always admired that about her. You know, you can talk to me if you need to, right?
It's not so bad. Look, now I have new friends, a new family. In spite of it all, life is good.
Good. I'm glad that you're happy, Liliana. That's all that matters. And now you got little schmoobles.
What's on your mind?
Is there something we can do to cure you?
Cure me? What, am I sick now?
I guess death isn't an illness, is it?
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child. Your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
I don't fear death. It's the dying that scares me. That's actually a really good line. You're not afraid at all?
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content. It is enough.
Are you content at this point?
I think I've led a good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the Fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we?
This game has so many, like, very interesting, small, thought-provoking conversations where, like, that's such an easy conversation to miss with Win, and then you, like, have it and you're like, wait, no, she brings up some really good points. And it's, like, stuff that you'll, like, walk away from and, like, maybe not fully internalize it today or tomorrow, but there might come a point where somebody mentions something to you and you'll remember that conversation with Win and it'll kind of stick with you. And that's one of the things I've always liked about this game is how the conversations work like that.
What say you?
Can we talk about something personal?
Again? I'm game.
Never mind. Wait, am I ill?
What say you? By all means.
Will you tell me about your adventures?
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
7? That sounds like fun.
Haha, you have rather macabre tastes, I see. I like that. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
You killed a prince?
Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather.
Huh.
After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
Is this sort of thing common in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you?
That's actually true.
This means
maybe,
they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
What did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
You got robbed by urchins?
I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
But I like your embarrassing stories, Zephyrin. They're some of my favorite. Alistair, anything you want to talk about?
My love?
Question.
Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform?
Well, yeah.
It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
Does it? Does it really? What was the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you?
Well,
It's really
yeah.
quite boring.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I was just curious. Then make up something more exciting.
You know, I like the way you think. But I guess if you're really curious, there's no harm in obliging. I have a couple of interesting looking moles I can show you later too, if you're interested. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you like most about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I do wonder though, I thought he hadn't like finished becoming a Templar. Like he was in Templar training / not like full blown like Cullen. So like, did he not hit the lyrium addiction portion of being a Templar? Or is it that like becoming a Grey Warden almost overrode that? That's something that like I'm actually super curious about. Like if somebody who was a Templar becomes a Grey Warden, does that mean that like their lyrium addiction follows them? And like, are they going to need a steady supply of lyrium too? Or is it more that what it takes to go through the joining kind of overrides that? That's actually a really interesting thought. My home is with the Grey Wardens now, with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I like the sound of that. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
They can be rebuilt, though. It doesn't have to end with us.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Okay. Thanks, Alistair. It was good talking to you. Shill, you look so good with the new crystals.
Speaks.
It does. Questions?
It doesn't have better things to do.
Annoying you is literally my favorite thing in the entire world. There's nothing. Okay.
On then.
So, can I sell you
If there's anything I can do for
some
you, please
stuff?
tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I always love a discount. Always love a discount. Okay. Goodbye. Good to buy. Good to buy. I'm gonna chuck that because like Bodan keeps everything, so I'd rather Bodan keep that for now for me. Kind of like storage. We have so much cash I can buy back any of this stuff, but I do enjoy using him as like storage. Is this? Yeah, so like the dwarven athletic armor, nobody's in reality, nobody will probably ever wear it, but we have it. This stuff, I'm probably not gonna use this. Okay. And this is all just crap. No. Sell. These are gifts. Do the steel... Who do the steel... Are those Ogren that they go to? Or is that Zev? I forget. Okay, and then this rune 8 damage to undead. I don't know if we're gonna really... Like, we'll see some undead. Novice Silverate rune. Okay, let's do that. Dun dun. Perfect. I don't think we need that right now. So, now...
Enchantment?
Enchantment!
Enchantment!
Enchantment. Okay, let's see. Ogren is... Let's do... Like, we have so many of them. We'll do that. And then we'll give him... I'll give him another silver rune. And then what does Alistair have? You've got fire, chance to reduce movement speed. Oh, you know what? Let's give him that. Okay, he a Grey Warden. What do you have? Electricity, cold, physical, spell resistance. Yeah, I like that for now. Oh, Zev doesn't... You know what? Like, I'm just gonna give some stuff to Zev too. Might as well like actually use this stuff. Cause like otherwise what's the point, you know? Okay, and
If
Bodan,
there's anything I can do for you,
we've never done
please,
this.
please
Tell me your story.
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you.
I am very
I am
interested.
originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
But what happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better to do something with that than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now you're here.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Where do your goods come from now, not the deep roads?
Look, we don't rob people, all right?
I didn't think you did.
Don't take things from people that need them. The things in the lost tigers, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
I agree.
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad?
No.
They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. These are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
I agree. You didn't mention Sandal, though.
Yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here, I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important at the end of the day.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Have you heard any rumors?
Of all the strange news, everyone is talking about some brother in Denerim claiming that the urn of sacred ashes has been found. Actually found. I understand the Chantry is a bit skeptical and probably won't get a chance to deal with the brother's claim until after the war has ended. But it's incredible even so, don't you think? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Oh my goodness, I love the rumors when you ask them this late. I'll see you later.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
So,
Goodbye.
bye. So if you were curious as to the history of Bodan, It makes sense now why he's willing to come and help in DA2 in the deep roads. He's not afraid of them. And he knows that that's where he can get a lot of goods. So it's actually quite interesting when you think about it that way. Morgan!
What comes, my friend?
Can I ask you something?
So, full of questions,
Yes.
are you?
Always. Never mind. Hold on. No.
What comes, my friend?
This.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Never mind. Nothing good. Okay. So, I guess it's wait, no. No. Sten! I have questions for you. You will answer them.
What is your wish, Kadan? Speak, then.
No.
Then I suggest we move on.
I have questions.
I am hardly surprised.
You're supposed to be nice to me. Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Don't the Canari ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
Oh. Wait. Oh. What? Well, that's one way to look at it, but he might be happier.
Happiness is fragile. Nothing can be built upon it that will last. Only duty endures.
I don't know about that. You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
But I have questions. Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
You have no cookies? I'll keep that in mind. You sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own, to see faces that are and aren't like yours. I miss the smells of Saharon, tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
You left out the rotting garbage part.
True. I was trying to forget that part.
You can't forget it.
Shall we move on?
I mean, do we have to, though? I like annoying you.
Speak, then.
That's enough.
Then I suggest we move on.
Okay. I gotta go.
As you wish.
So that's it. I have been able to annoy Sten to the point where he doesn't hate us and, in fact, approves of us after a conversation. Watson, you got anything for me? Why are you so cute? Why are you so cute? You want good pets? Yeah, you do. Of course you want good pets. Okay. So, we did it. We got that. So, I'm just happy. I wish I could talk to Ogren, but we can't. So I'm just going to have to deal with it. But instead, we shall go here. Now, where? Oh, this.
Yes.
This.
Yes.
This is. I don't know why it wouldn't let me go to one of the tags right away. But I guess we're going to just have to go through Orzammar. Oh, hi, Shale. Do I have to go straight through Orzammar? I think so. And then we'll, like, re-pick up the tag. So we are going to the next big spot. I'm excited. I'm glad that we were able to find a spot to, like, leave and come back. I had actually, maybe I didn't even realize, like, honestly, the first time I played, or, like, the last time I played this, I might not have known that I could do that. Because that was nice. It was just a nice break from the deep roads. I, for one, very happy. Now we're going to go to the dead trenches. It's about as ominous as it sounds. I don't think anything that involves happiness, flowers, or sunshine exists in the dead trenches. Yep. I have a sinking suspicion it's only death and destruction. But you tell me. This is what I was remembering. Okay, we are back to what I remember. Yeah, this is so cool. Okay. Welcome to the Dead Trenches. It's great here. It's fantastic. This is what I remember. Okay. So good news is I remember this. We're doing the right stuff.